Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. Just got back from a trip, got my suitcase here, and I made a discovery. They took away my power bank. I've had this same, I can't remember what the milliamp hour thing was, but a standard power bank that I've taken on many trips many times before. And this time the suitcase was opened up and they had a little note when I got to my destination saying, "We took away your power bank." I didn't take pictures of it. I thought, well, this is a bit of a setback and I'm not going to worry about it, just going to enjoy my trip. Now that I'm back, I'm going to correct that for future reference so I don't run into this problem. So I did a little research, and apparently you're allowed up to 2 power banks that have a maximum of 100 watt hours. So all my little milliamp hour things were no problem, but whatever, they've taken it away. I guess you're not allowed it in carry-on in checked baggage, because if it does catch fire, nobody can put it out, whereas you can carry them on your person. So what did I do? I got this, the Attom Tech power bank. Real small. Look at that. It's like the size of a pack of cards, or not even. It's very, very small, very, very slim. And this will be my power bank of choice going forward because A, I can just slide that into my pocket and throw it down onto the, the security check-in bins whenever I'm going through the airport. And this will do just fine. So let me show you the unboxing, and then I'll give you my tests and my conclusions. Okay, unboxing time. Here it is. This came in a basic envelope, padded envelope. I paid $50, and this is it. Wow. Okay. A1 output power bank. Ooh. Okay. Yes. Now the big question is, how small are we talking? Good, it comes with a cable. Oh, wow, that is small. Whoa, look at that. That's tiny. That's like a pack of cards or something. Wow, that is real small. Now, the big critical thing, it does say on the back of it here, the milliamp hours, because that is going to be something that the guys at the airport are going to be able to say, "Hey, you can't bring that aboard." And I can say, "Yes, I can. It's only got 3,000 milliamp hours, so screw you, buddy." All right, good stuff. Well, let's plug it in, and I'm going to try a few tests. I'll get back to you. Now, for charging, there's a couple of interesting details about this thing. I read the reviews before purchasing, and they did say, don't leave this thing charging overnight. The reason being is this thing has really, really bright lights when it's charging. I'll show you what I mean. So if we just plug this thing into a wall outlet that has a little USB-A, you'll see here, as I plug it in, where's the, yeah, there it is charging, and I don't know if you can make that out. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, if you can make that out, so there they are blinking away. That may not seem all that bright on camera, but yeah, like that is really, really, really bright. And some people were mentioning, yeah, don't leave this thing charging in a wall outlet overnight. Not like it's a fire hazard, but apparently these lights will just stay on all the time as it's charging, and then they will slowly drain the battery back down again. So the one complaint I have is this thing is like really, really bright with those little LEDs. But I can report this thing is great for charging into a laptop even. Here, let me just unplug one of these USB things here and plug this guy in. Charging away. Yep, charging away. And I timed it. It takes 3 hours to charge in a laptop, just the same amount of time as it takes to charge into a wall outlet. So very, very good for on-the-go purposes. Leave that, go for dinner with somebody, leave this plugged into their laptop, and it'll charge up over dinner time, and then you have yourself a fully charged bank. Okay, now that I've used this thing on and off for a little while, I gotta say I am very impressed. Very, very impressed, especially for such a small size. This thing is great. Yes, it's 3,000 milliamp hours, which will help as far as the security guys telling me, hey, you can't bring that aboard the airplane. Oh, yes, I can. It fits your rules only too well. But it is also, it's a bit limited, but for being able to charge something up in a snap, it's really, really good. So, for example, my phone, this thing will charge up and It'll help for scenarios where I'm on the road. I just need this thing to give me a little bit of juice to get me to my next port of call, being able to recharge it either in a wall outlet or off somebody's laptop. This will work really great for this. I own an Android tablet, and this thing works great for it. Now, this thing is, I think, a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so this thing won't get it all the way to full charge, but it'll get me 2/3 of the way. I gave it a little test and I charged this thing up, and yeah, it did very, very well. Got me 2/3 of the way along, and that's really all that I'm going to need for most on-the-road situations. Now, when it comes to my phone, a couple of interesting things that I discovered. So my phone uses USB-C. There is a USB-C connector on here. Works great, no problem at all. A lot of the comments were saying it's not fast charging, and I'm going to show you that when I first plug this thing in, when it's fully charged, into there, my phone will indicate that it is fast charging, but then not for very long. The next time I check it to see how far are you along in the charging process, it stops saying fast charging, be ready in, an hour, and it goes to just saying charging. So I don't know if this thing has like an initial burst of energy that it does do fast charging. Let me show you here. Okay, so case in point, you can see I've got my Star Trek communicator background there for my phone. So I'll plug this into USB-C here, and when I plug it in, I'll zoom in, but you'll see down here, it'll say rapid charging, at least initially. Yeah, charging rapidly. So it does do fast charging, at least sometime, but then I'll come back later and, check on the status of it, and it'll no longer say charging rapidly, it'll just say charging. So I don't know if that's like this thing has an initial burst of power and then it stops, but yeah, it does do some kind of rapid charging. Another thing worth noting, I've also had, when I was reviewing or checking the reviews of this in advance, some people said that the advertising indicates that you can charge through the USB-C. That is definitely not true. I forgot, because I was doing a bunch of other devices all charging with USB-C, plug this end into a wall outlet. Let's get that out of the way. I plugged that into a wall outlet, and I was wondering, why is this thing not charging? Why are we not getting the blinky lights? And then I realized, oh right, because you don't use the USB-C for charging this thing up. You use the USB, the micro USB, where is it here? That guy right there. So it does not charge through USB-C, it only charges through micro USB. Also, another weird quirk, some people commented that, and they are correct, if you want to plug this thing in, the really, really handy thing is it also has USB-A on the left there. But some people said, you know what, it's a bit rickety, and they are right. That USB-A is not very good. I'll see if I can plug this thing in. Yeah, that's it in now, and I really you can't, unless you try it and feel it yourself, you don't really know. It doesn't snap in nicely. Like, it sort of mushes itself in there. Yes, it's working, but it's not great. So what I'd recommend, most of the time, use this thing. You can use USB-A, but if you could possibly use USB-C, or what I actually ended up doing for some of my devices is I took the, I've got a USB-C to USB-A adapter, and I just plugged it into the middle one that way, because I don't like how that A feels. The A is just not very sturdy. It doesn't feel quite right. However, I'm going to say this thing is a really, really nice little unit. Like, it works perfectly well. It has a good 3,000 milliamp hour charge. It charges within 3 hours. Where's the charge indicator? I'm holding the thing the wrong way. There it is. Yeah. The lights are very, very bright, so that's, a complaint. But outside of that, holds the charge, charges up again in 3 hours, whether you've plugged into a laptop or using some kind of a wall outlet. It's got 3 different connectors. Sorry. Even though it's got 3 different connectors, you only use the micro. There we go. You only use the far one there for charging this thing back up. but it's got A and C. They work really, really great. They charge up all my devices within 3 hours. Maybe not my tablet, but my tablet's got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So to get 2/3 of that is I'm pretty happy. And this thing is really, really small. Like it will totally fit in a pocket. Toss it there with all of your keys and stuff when you're going through security. If they raise their eyebrows at you, you can just say, look, 3,000 milliamp hours, buddy. You can let me go with this because that's well below your threshold, your requirement. I'm very, very happy with this thing. I'm going to leave a link down below to where I got mine. If you have the same surprise that I did on my last trip where, yeah, we took away your power bank, this will be a solution for you. All right, well, until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.